2026, guys, and we're back. Finally, we've got some sort of okay mild weather and it's not tipping down the rain and snowing. So we thought we'll bring you another video. It's a Clio video, but it's not one of our current fleet. Well, it is, but it isn't. A few months ago, my girlfriend, or my fiance, decided she wants to get married this year. So that has put Matilda and all the other cars on hold. So I'm twiddling my thumbs in my spare time thinking, what can I do? So an opportunity came to go and buy another Clio, one that has seen far better days and one that is definitely going to be a project. But you guys like a project and some of you like Clios. So we're going to do videos of showing you how to repair this car and modify it and do in-depth videos, detail videos, showing you what to do so you can't really go wrong. And if you're wondering what Clio we bought, it's a 172, and I'd argue it's the cheapest one in the country. It's definitely the cheapest one I've seen in a long time. And without further ado, here it is.
You and me stuck in a lifelong conversation, a story with no start, no end. I've tried to keep away, remain a long time distance, but you always get me in the end. Irrational thoughts, why are you coming back to my door when there's no room for you? I know I buried you long ago.
This, my friends, is a pearl black Clio 172. It's completely original, bar the exhaust, and that was more the sake of the old one probably rotten off, so they went to Powerflow and had somewhat of an exhaust built. We all know how great they are. But it's completely original, and the person I bought it off was an elderly lady, and she's owned this car from 2 years old. She wasn't 2 years old, but she bought the car when it was 2 years old, so she's had it for 20 years. And it's quite special to her, but it's not really a car that she sees herself in now. And she's been and bought a Mini, and I bought this off her. But her main thing was she did offer it out on the pages, and she didn't want it broken. This is high mileage, and it's never ever been thrashed. It's done 178,000 miles. It looks a bit worse for wear on the outside. I don't particularly care about mileage with these cars because high mileage, if it's got there, it means it's been looked after. And as I say, it's never ever been raced or rallied around. She liked the look of it, bought it, and too old to wherever too old on a 20-year journey with it. We need a name because we know, well, you guys know that I like to name my cars, mainly crazy women names. She called it Bertie, but I'm not about that life. And Bertie has been a bit of a boring bastard for 20 years, if I may say so myself. So this new car is going to have a bit more of a spicier life. We are going to modify it. We are going to make it look better. We're going to make it drive better. It runs and drives okay, but it's got a misfire and odds and sods. So we'll show you how to go through the processes of getting these cars running properly. Everyone thinks that there's some sort of special car that you need can clip for everything. You need can clip to open the bonnet, can clip to wind the windows down, can clip to change the mirror location, blah de blah. I don't own Renault can clip, and I've never owned a Renault can clip. I wouldn't even know how to use Renault can clip, and I've always managed to figure these cars out without it. So that's something for you guys to take on board. It's had belts. It's got quite a substantial history. I've got all the book packs, all the history and receipts and stuff. So this, under its not very shiny exterior, to me is a good car and definitely a good base to do videos for you guys and to teach you how to lower it, fit an exhaust, stop them from misfiring, clean them up, change parts, etc. This is the ideal candidate for that. And she's going to live on and have a great life now she's in our ownership. Now, I'm not going to lie, sitting in here, I'm going to need a hazmat suit because it's growing its own ecosystem. It's got mold from where it's got damp in here from over the years. The head lining is falling down. All the rubbery coating that's on all the trim panels has all gone sticky and minging. There's some sort of creature growing around the steering wheel, but none of that really matters. The exterior, apart from needing a polish, it's got a few little dinks and dents. There was a dent in the bonnet, which I managed to pull out with a couple of suction cups, which is no biggie. It's done a better job than I thought it would, but it's still got a couple of little dinks and dents. But yeah, should we fire her up and you can hear what she sounds like? Turn the heater controls off. I don't know whether you can pick it up through the video, but she's got a slight hunting or a misfire, which is going to be something simple. It's going to be plugs, leads, a coil pack, dirty injectors, or even a vac leak, which these cars can suffer from, and they can hunt. She sounds all right, plenty spicy enough, revs up well, and everything works. And if you're wondering what happened to the seat and why the airbag is hanging out of it, is because where she lives there was a bump in the road, so she's hit a pothole, she's took the lip off the alloy wheel and the airbag went off, and I'd imagine that was quite scary for her, and that was the final straw as she went and bought a Mini Countryman. I couldn't think of a more boring car, but hey, that's not for me. But it gives us the opportunity to resurrect this one. So here we have the famous F4R engine. You can hear she's a little bit spluttery, but she does idle all right. She's not like high revving, this, that, the other. Needs a damn good clean in here. But when they're running, they basically tell you what's wrong with them. That's always something I've found. It's harder to diagnose something when they're not running, and I'm pretty good at that as well. But this isn't hiding any hidden nasties. It idles fine. The heater blowers blow warm, so I don't think there's any head gasket issues or any hidden nasties. There's no blue or black smoke coming out the exhaust, which is another good one. I have decatted this car because anybody knows that the cats on these cars are quite expensive at the moment. I think I've been quoted 400 quid for an original cat for a Clio 172, and there's no way I'm letting some little thieving shite-hawk cash in on my investment. So I made a little decat pipe. I'll put when I go and MOT this car, because it's currently got no MOT because it's sat for a little while, I'll put a sports cat in there, go and get it MOT'd when it's a little bit more tidied up, etc. And yeah, there we go. I think what we're going to do now is put the car on the ramp and show you just how clean this car is underneath. These things suffer with rust. I mean, Christine is rotten all on the inner sills, etc. And that was pretty much the death of that car for me. So this one is immaculate underneath, and this is what you need to look out for. And I'm going to show you the little telltale signs and the other bits to watch. I mean, the sills where you jack them up. If you jack them up with a jack, it's a bad move because they literally pull to the side and damage your side skirts and your jacking points. This has none of that. It's surprising with the mileage how clean it is under here. So let's get her on the ramp. Right then, she's in the air and let's have a look at her. And this is the stuff you need to look out for. And that is up here, they all rot out here. Usually these are all bent back. This is your jacking point. And this is absolutely mint and probably the best I've seen. Definitely in a long time. Like this is all mint, hasn't folded over at all. And then on the passenger side, again, it's mint. Rear's all perfect. It's not rusty, it's not crispy. It's like all this on Christine's all rotten up there, and literally, I know I do welding, but on my own cars, I hate doing it. Rear beam's got a little bit of surface rust. Nothing we can't sort out and clean up. Original springs by the look of it. It's got aftermarket KYB rear shock that side. This is in a matching colour one. But again, it's another KYB, so it's just an OEM replacement. It's a little bit crispy on the rear beam, as I say, but nothing untoward. It's had brake lines at some point by the look of it, but we'll probably be changing them for braided ones. These rot as well. They're known for rotting. They're in good shape, even though this looks like it's had a bit of a knock here and it's just bent up a little bit. Probably some harsh speed bump. But how many of you that know your Clios have ever seen an under tray for one? I mean, there's supposed to be like a little toggle here. I've only ever seen two. And I've owned Clios for probably 8-9 years now. So I've seen a few of them and I've owned a few of them. Stock suspension up there. Well, stock suspension all around, should I say. It's just a bit of small talk, but here's what I'm on about. I've just made like a crude little decat pipe. And as I say, I'll put a sports cat in here in this little section. I'm waiting for another V-band to come so I can just make it removable. And it'll keep me out of trouble and keep some of you Jobsworths happy. Power flow exhaust. As I said, it's not really nothing special. It's just more of a OEM replacement. Well, it is proper meh. There's a little bit of slop in the gear shifter, but I do have a scenic shifter and some of you may want me to fit that. So whatever parts I have spare, I will fit on this car and I will show you how to do it. Also, we're going to need to replace that driver's seat. And if you want to know how to do that, up here is one of the bolts. Up there, sorry, is one, and there'll be another one up here. So you have to take the under trays down. And then these little grommets, if you pull them off, up there is a 14mm bolt. So removing the seats, it's no biggie, but the fact that you have to do it underneath the car is a bit of a pain in the arse, but it is what it is. There's the other one up there, so I'll put some squirt juice, WD-40 on there, ready, and then we'll remove that. The hardest part about removing seats is the actual wiring, because the plugs are neither here or there on them. Most people just cut the loom off, just cut the wires off and then swap the seats out, but that's a bit of a bodge and we don't like doing that. We like to do things properly. That's supposed to sit in there, so that's a little easy fix we can do. It's a fuel line. Is it fuel line? No, it is the lambda sensor, secondary lambda. So that's plugged in. So yeah, there's a few little bits and bobs we need to do on this car. And as I say, we'll show you how to do it. Another thing to look out for is inside the fuel filler, make sure there is no rust. I mean, this has been off before because that's not how they are supposed to be. And I know this because I had to try and remove them, and that's sort of a non-event and you'll end up having to buy a new one of these. So we'll probably end up changing these as well because these snap and they spin, or they spin should I say, but they rust around here and you don't want to be dealing with that. And there's no rust inside there, which is a win. Right, so we're back outside. So here's probably the $1 million question. Should you avoid a higher mileage Clio? And this is only my opinion. It depends on how much you pay for one. I mean, if it's sub £2,000 and it's got history, why not? I mean, what's an engine? A running engine from a good breaker, a respectable breaker, 500-600 quid. A gearbox, they do fail a lot because people like to see DMO videos in changing gear like this, trying to be all fucking race car. They don't like that. So if there's any crunches in the gearbox and stuff, they're about 300 quid. This is only providing that you know how to swap these over, but as I said, there's a video for that. Should you avoid one? In my opinion, no. I mean, if it's going to be an investment, it's not a good investment car to pay for a higher mileage car at a substantial fee. Most of these cars now are track cars or so-called track cars. They'll just say, take the rear seats and strip it all out. That doesn't make it a track car. Come on, behave. But should you buy one? Absolutely, because if it's been looked after and the parts on it are decent, it runs well, there's no smoke and no clunking and banging, you can't have a better bang for buck hot hatch in this day and age than one of these. I still think they're the best hot hatch ever made. Like original pre all this new DSG turbocharged stuff. As an NA, like 205, Saxo, 106 GTI, all in that realm. This is the last of the great French hot hatches, and they are the best. I mean, Hondas, they're a little bit newer, so like your Type Rs, but these are on a par with a Type R in stock form. If you've got a stock Type R on track, and you got one of these with an exhaust and some good handling mods, they'll hold their own all day long, and it's just down to the driver. But if you're sort of knowledgeable and you've got a Halfords tool set and you watch some of my videos, there's not a lot you can't do with one of these cars and not a lot you can't do yourself. So absolutely get one. There's nothing really expensive about them, and they're not really that hard to work on unless you're doing a timing belt, and that's a bit of a pain in the arse, and you do need specialist tools, which they are available. But if you take your time, you study a little bit, and you got some knowledge, or you know someone who knows what they're doing, it's not really that difficult. It's just time consuming. Timing belts for one of these is probably 300-400 quid for the water pump, timing belt, the phaser and all that jazz. Then your oils and fluids and that, you're probably looking at 400 quid. If you go to somewhere to have it done, you're looking 700-800 quid with the parts and labour. So it's not really any more expensive than any other car, really. So why not have one which is fun? And on that note, here's a new car. Figure out a name for it, put it in the comment section, and the next time you see this, we'll be fixing it. I don't know what we're going to aim for first. Probably get a misfire sorted. So, adios. Whoa. Don't think I was going to leave you hanging there. Remember when I claimed that this was the cheapest Clio in the country? It's a bit of boy maths, but I don't think I'm wrong here. I paid the grand total of 250 quid for this Clio, which is a running and driving Clio. That's sort of really unheard of in this day and age. I've not paid that little for one in a long time, and I'm pretty sure that was just a rolling shell. I did borrow Sharky's truck, and it cost me 150 quid in fuel. So 250 at 150, it's 400 quid. But then, remember I said that the cat was worth 400 quid? Well, away the cat in, the cheapest Clio in the country is actually free. Yes, boy maths, but maths all the same. This car didn't owe me a fucking penny. Beat that.